Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. How would you like to stay at a Rolex hotel? Well, the Wilsdorf Foundation just bought 3 hotels in Paris, I want to say, all right? And can you imagine that? Waking up in a Rolex bed, brushing your teeth with Rolex water, ordering Rolex room service, seeing the maid come in wearing a Rolex watch. Of course, it would be an Oyster Perpetual entry-level watch, of course, all right? But look, I don't think any of us are going to be staying at this hotel, and I hope that you and nobody that you know ever has to, because this isn't a fancy sort of money-making venture. This is for the betterment of society, and Rolex is going to donate the keys to those hotels to help women and children that have experienced violence. And it's an amazing story. It's in French. I'll put a link in the description. You can translate it to English and read all about it. But oftentimes, people will take a very cynical view of Rolex and their charity status, especially if you check out the comment section of some of my videos. Omega people, I think it's Omega people, they always get the blame for the Rolex hate, don't they? But they come and they say, well, it's just a way for them to save on taxes, and it's just a scam and a ruse. Well, it's not. And if you look at the Wilsdorf Foundation, they do a lot of good. And here's the structure of it. Okay, so you've got Tudor and Rolex, and then you got the Wilsdorf Foundation, which was founded in the 1940s, and then Rolex was incorporated under the Wilsdorf Foundation along with Tudor at some point. And so Tudor pays taxes, Rolex pays taxes, but the Wilsdorf Foundation doesn't have to pay taxes. But they do, all right? They paid tens of millions of dollars in 2020, 2021, 2022, and they're probably going to do it in 2023. Why do they do that? They don't have to do it to give back, all right? Because they're not free riding like many people think. And again, they do a lot of good. If you've ever picked up a National Geographic magazine or gone to the Rolex org site, you can see that they're into supporting the arts and the environment, and that's where the hotel comes in. And it's amazing that when you buy a Rolex watch, it goes to helping women and children and the environment. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, I'm getting choked up thinking about it, seriously. But pull it together, Austin. All right. Pollen allergies are crazy. But when you go and you change out your bezel insert or you have a service on your Rolex watch, I mean, it's good to know that money is changing hands that is going to wind up benefiting people that need to benefit from it. And that's one of the things I love about mechanical watches and Rolex watches and Tudor watches and any watches that you can take care of. They're not throwaway items. They're not pieces of garbage to help pollute the ocean and fill up the landfills across the world or be burned or whatever kind of nasty ways that you get rid of throwaway items. They last, and I think that's environmentally friendly. And I think that's a great aspect of Rolex. And really, it's all about what Wilsdorf. All right, I think this could be a great new shtick. The watch guru that cries in every other video. The John Boehner of watch gurus. All right, so, well, the reason why Rolex is what it is because of Hans Wilsdorf. And he was an orphan. By the time he was 12, his parents, both of them, were gone. And he went to live with aunts and uncles, and his father's business, which made metal tools, was, well, it was sold off little by little. And while he was sent to boarding school and was given a good education, he started out with nothing. Basically, his relatives took what should have been his. And he grew up and he got married a couple times, but he never had children. And so before he died in 1960, he established the Wilsdorf Foundation with the goal of helping people like him back when he was a kid. So, you know, it's a really one-of-a-kind organization. It's very unique. It's pretty much unlike any other watch company, a profit-driven, money-grubbing company that typically sells watches. As nice as their watches are, just the ethos behind the company is just a buck. And that's not the case with Rolex. And it makes you feel good about having a Wilsdorf piece, about getting overhauls at RSC, about being into this hobby and into this brand. And I love that aspect about it. And if you want to take a more selfish view, a more self-serving view, it's the reason why Rolex watches hold their value as much as they do, because they're not after the profit. They're after the esteem that the brand can garner. And that's really looking at things in the long run, because when that esteem and that respect is there for the brand, the money will follow. And that's something that Richmond and Swatch Group with their stockholders can't afford to do. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about Wilsdorf pieces. I love this aspect of it. I hate throwaway items, and it's kind of unfortunate that the reputational damage that Rolex does suffer comes from the middleman between you and Rolex, and I'm talking about the authorized dealer. And it's a shame the shade that their practices put on a really great company. Let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time. All right, let's look at some watches. This is a Y serial pre-ceramic sea dweller. The Y serials came out in 2001, 2002, and the post-2000 16600s have the blue parachrome spring. So it's a great pre-ceramic watch to get if you want that technology, because they started it on this model much earlier than on the other pre-ceramic watches. It's almost a full set. It's missing the little tool to change out the wetsuit extension and one of the wetsuit extensions, either the small or large. And this is going for $9,700 USD. Its successor, this watch here, which came out in 2014 and ran for just 3 years until 2017, and the red Sea Dweller came out. This is a very collectible watch because of that short run, and also it was the first of the ceramic Sea Dwellers and the last without a Cyclops. It seems to be a full set, and it's going for $14,000 USD. One of my favorite watches of all time, the 14060M. This is a V serial from 2009. It's one of the last versions with the engraved rehaut. This is a full set going for just north of $10,000 USD. The last of these Rolex divers, an E serial date sub from 1991. This has a tritium dial. You can see it's starting to patina, but if you look closely, the hands are quite a bit lighter. They've almost certainly been changed out, and those are Luminova hands. It's got box and papers and all the good paperwork, and it's been serviced at RSC, and that's probably where it lost those original hands. Of these four pieces, I'd probably go for the 14060M, although there's a lot of collectability in that first generation ceramic Sea Dweller. Just some extra footage for you high endurance viewers. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.